Hello everybody, this video is going to be all about making your Bitmoji classroom. So this is my second video in my Bitmoji. The first one was about just how to get a Bitmoji and how to get the extension. This one's going to be about making the classroom. This one will be very long, so bear with me. I'll probably make a couple mistakes during the middle of it because it is kind of involved, but it's totally doable. I wanted to just show you here on YouTube. I just searched Bitmoji classroom, and you could see how many little help videos, how-tos are out there. There's just a lot of them. So if you're interested in doing this, there are a lot of options. Hopefully my video is great and you feel really confident after watching it. But if not, that's okay. Please don't tell me because my feelings will be hurt. But there are also all kinds of stuff out there, and people think of new things to do with these Bitmoji classrooms all the time. So it's just kind of, you can keep up with it if you're interested in that. It's kind of fun actually. And it's kind of fun to make a Bitmoji classroom. So how do you do it? Well, the first thing you want to do is you just want to get Google Slides. Bitmoji classrooms are made on Google Slides. So I'm going to go over here. Now you may be tempted to just go click Slides. I would not do that because it'll make it at random in your Google Drive, and your Google Drive becomes this unmanageable, unorganized thing. So instead, go to Drive, find the place in Drive where you want it to be. So I'm going to want it in my HyperDoc folder. Once I've opened the place where I want it to be, then I'm going to go New Slides. That way it's already organized and it's not just loose in my drive and kind of a junk drawer nightmare. I'm also going to name it right away in case I want to come back to it. And then I can find it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is clean off the slide, select all that, and backspace. Then we want to add a background. So I'm going to click background here, choose image. Unless you already have an image you want to use, you're probably going to want to go over here and click Google Image Search. And you're going to look for floor and wall background or floor and wall classroom background. And these are going to give you images that look a lot like this, just a floor and a wall. So I'm going to click this one and click Insert. It'll give me you can kind of see it. I like that, so I'm going to click Done. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to want to pick some furniture to put in there, maybe some wall decorations, whatever you want to do that way. So I'm going to go over here to the image, click the down arrow, search the web, and then I'm going to use the keyword you want to put in before you search an image for this is transparent, because we want our images to have a transparency to the background of them, so our background shows through the image rather than it just being like this big white rectangle on there with your image in the middle of it. So I'm going to look for a transparent chair image. And that kind of looks like a school chair. So I'm going to click that, and we'll click Insert, and hopefully it's as transparent as it advertised, and it is. Sometimes it's not, and then you just know you can't use it. So I'm going to put a little school chair in here. Might even want to make it a little smaller. I also want maybe a lamp in here. Kind of want like a tall one that goes from like the floor. Searching. Well, that's way too fancy. Well, we'll just try this one just for the sake of being done here. So got our basically an outdoor lamp, and I want it to go maybe in the corner behind the chair, and so you'll notice that it's in front of the chair, which is kind of annoying. It's really easy to fix. Just when you have the image highlighted here with the blue lines, right click on it and hit Order and then Send to Back, and then it'll put it in the background behind the other image there. I'm going to kind of make it a little skinnier too. There we go. Put it behind our chair. And, you know, maybe I want a desk. So I'll go over here and we'll do desk. And I'll grab one of these desks from here. Maybe like that one. Then I'll kind of slide it down and put it over here. Now let's say maybe I want it to go the opposite direction. I can right click it and then I can rotate it however I want to. So I flipped it horizontally, make the desk face the other way. You know, whatever. Now, honestly, my classroom looks pretty ugly right now, and that's okay, because if it were one I was really doing for, you know, my students or I would spend a lot more time on it, but you don't really want to watch me do that. So yeah, it's pretty good. Let's say a couple other things I want to do on here. I want to add maybe a bulletin board and maybe like a whiteboard or a screen. Well, that's pretty easy to do. Just going to go up here and hit shape. I could also do it as an image, like an image of a whiteboard or an image of a bulletin board, just like I did with these, and that's fine too. But I'm going to use shapes just for fun. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to make a bulletin board over here. I'm going to kind of get it off my lamp. And I'm going to change the background color to make it a little bit grayer. And I'm going to make the border around it thicker. And I'm going to make the border dark black. All right, so there's a bulletin board. And then I'm going to put a whiteboard into by just putting a square. Move my desk a little out of the way. Make a big square there, and again, I'm going to put a heavier border on there. Make it a dark black color, and I'm going to keep it, you know, white, as white as I can for my whiteboard in my classroom. Would I normally probably have two of these things on the wall? Probably not, but to show you how you can use both of them for this fake classroom I made, that's what I've done. Now here's the cool thing you can do. All right, I've got this all set up the way I want it. This is the background I want to save and be able to use over and over again if possible. I am not going to add my Bitmoji person on here yet, and I'm not going to add anything that I want the students to be able to like click or manipulate in any way, like videos or papers or any of that kind of stuff. I just want this as my background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that snipping tool. If you've never used a snipping tool before, it's really easy. Just go into your search and hit snipping tool. Just search it. And then I always pin mine to the taskbar because it's a really handy tool to have. So I'm going to open my snipping tool. And I'm going to kind of move it out of the way because I'm going to snip this image. And I'm going to click the new button here. And you'll see it goes kind of gray. And I'm going to very carefully line up my mouse there. I'm just going to select only that image, right? And so it just snipped it, just cut it out. And then I'm going to save that, and I'm just going to save it on my desktop, and I'm going to call it background. All right, so now I've saved that. Okay, step one of the Bitmoji classroom is over. And I'm going to do something that you probably think is a little bit crazy. I'm going to take all of this that I've put on here, and I'm just going to delete it. Gone. And then I'm going to go back to background. I'm going to go choose image. I'm going to choose it. I'm going to upload it. So I'm going to choose it from my desktop where I saved it. Now you may have saved it in documents or something else. That's totally up to you. Saving it from my desktop, I called it background. I'm going to click that and click open and watch. There it is, everything I saved. I hit done. And here's the cool thing about this. None of this can be moved now. Your kiddos, if you're sharing this with them, they can't change this, they can't move this. It's all stagnant now because it thinks it's all just one image, which it is because you snipped it as one image. If you, just as a warning, if you go back and snip this now and then paste it, snip this and paste, it will degrade the quality of the picture every time you. It's like cloning it. It will degrade it a little bit every time you do it. But you don't need to do that because you saved it. So now you can reuse this classroom background that you've made anytime. So now we've got the background made. Let's make it cool. Let's put stuff in there for the kids to do. Let's put a video on it, and then let's put our teacher Bitmoji on it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some papers on my bulletin board. So I have a couple papers that I want my kids, some assignments or whatever, I want them to click and look at or whatever. And so I'm going to go up here. I have already saved this tab of one of my folders in my drive. And I'm going to go, okay, I want them to look at this PDF. And so I'm going to say, I want this to look like a piece of paper. So I'm actually going to zoom out on here. So I'm going to hold down Control and then use my mouse wheel to go backwards. And I'm zooming out so I can see it like as a page. And then I'm going to hide this again so it goes out of the way. I'm going to use my snipping tool. New. I'm going to grab this like it's a piece of paper, just the piece of paper that I want. There it is. File, save as. I'm going to call it Music Culture 2 because I saved one in there earlier of this. Save. Close this down, go back to my classroom that I was making, and I'm going to insert an image from my computer. There it is, Music Culture 2, open. It's going to be huge, so I got to resize it to fit on my bulletin board so it looks like a piece of paper up on my bulletin board. Okay? Pretty cool, right? And you could put a border around it if you want to kind of set it off, whatever. But that's great, it's an image, but we want them to be able to get to it. So I'm going to select this again, and you'll notice when I select it, link becomes an option. Okay, so I'm going to go back to where I had it. There it is. Here is the actual address and drive of this document. I'm going to copy that, and then select my image of it, hit link, and then paste that link in there and hit apply. Now the students, if they click on that when this is in present mode, or if you click on it while you're presenting to the students, it will open that document up. So we'll try it. So there it is in my Bitmoji, and there it is on my bulletin board, and if I click on it, the document will open. Well, it opened my folder for it. But yeah, that's how you create those. I'm still very zoomed out, but that's how you create those links to stuff, right? So pretty cool. Let's say I want to do another one. I want to, in this same little unit I'm working on with the kids, I want to use my unit organizer, which is its own PowerPoint. And I just kind of want to get that, put it on my bulletin board. So I hit new. I'll grab this image of it. I'll save it. I'm just putting them all on my desktop because it's easy. Close this, go back to my Bitmoji. Insert my image by uploading it from the computer. I've got desktop selected. There's unit organizer. Of course, it's going to come in huge. So I've got to shrink it down here. And I can put that on my bulletin board. I could even like kind of put it at a little angle here so it looks like it's stuck on there. Whatever. Go back to that exact spot there. And on a slideshow, you can send it to specific slides too. It changes as you go. Copy my address, go back to my Bitmoji classroom, and then put that address that I copied as the link, hit apply. Right? So back again, if you're presenting to the students or they're looking on cells, they click that, should open up that slide on that slideshow. So pretty cool. You can also link this to Google Classroom assignments. You could put little images in there, whatever, and link it to Google Classroom assignments. When you're in Classroom, each assignment has its own link, and it'll be on the side there. You can actually, there's an option that says copy link in the little 3-dot menu of the assignment. So you could do that, make copy links on there. It's pretty cool, and you could fill up your bulletin board with, like the paperwork you're going to do for the day. I just opened it a second time. With the paperwork you're going to do for that day, or that slide or whatever. You could also, let's say we want to just link it to slides within the same slideshow. You could put in a new slide here, slide 2. We'll just call it slide 2. That's all we'll put on there. And you could put an image in here of the slide, snip the whole slide, put an image on your bulletin board, and then link it to that slide the same you would here. Once you have that slide highlighted, this address is unique to this. If I highlight this slide, this is its own unique address for that slide. So you could just link those all in there and it would go. You can also set up links. Let's say we wanted to change this link, so I'm going to remove the link on here, and then I'm going to I'm going to highlight it and then link it, and I'm going to hit slide in this presentation and then hit slide 2 and hit apply. Now when I present, saying we changed this to the image of slide 2, when I click this it would go to slide 2 or slide 22 or slide 8 or whatever you linked it to. So you can keep linking things to different things you put on, like a bulletin board or pictures on the wall or papers on the desk or whatever. Okay, so let's say we want to put a video on our screen here. So I have set up here the video I made earlier today. I'm going to move this out of the way, move myself. The video I made earlier today on just how to get Bitmoji, and I want to create a link to that. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use my snipping tool. I'm going to snip the picture of this image. And there are a couple ways we can do videos. Now I'll show you. Snip the picture of this image, save it. I'm just going to call it video. And I'm choosing to save it to my desktop, but you don't have to. And then back in my Bitmoji classroom, I want to put that here. So I'm going to insert, upload from computer, video, open. And then I can kind of shrink this to make it look like it's on the screen. Move myself out of the way again. Shrink this to kind of look like it's on the screen. Now, right now it's just a picture. It's not actually a video. So I would go back, grab the link for this video, and then link that. Link, put the address in there, hit apply, and now when the student would click on that, it would open up a new tab of YouTube and the video would be able to be played there. The other thing you could do is on slides, you can insert a video. Just go here to insert, hit video. The same URL that I copied out of here, I'll just paste right here. That'll give me that. I'll hit select, and then it'll just give me the actual link with the play button, and then I can resize that and put that in here, or I can leave it big, and then I could put like a border on it or something like that, like this, border weight 8, and maybe I want to change that to a white border so it looks like it's on a screen in my classroom, right? I can like cover up my old screen or something like that. So those are two different ways you can insert the video. You can snip the image and make it a link, or you can just insert video and have that in there. So they both work. It just depends on what you want it to look like. I'm going to delete this one just because we're going to have a lot going on in here. And you could put all kinds of stuff in here. You could put links to slideshows. You could put links to, of course, the video of you teaching. If you're screencastifying videos of you teaching, you could put that in there. All kinds of stuff, right? And then the last part here, I'm going to go over here and hit my Bitmoji extension, and I'm going to put sit. And there's some Bitmojis of, well, that's a pretty cool one. There's one of me sitting, so I'm going to right click on that, copy, and then hit paste. And I'm going to try to make it appear that I am very small legs sitting in this chair. And there you go. That's how you would insert yourself in Bitmoji form into your Bitmoji classroom. All right? So I hope you found that really helpful. The sky's the limit here. You could select objects. You could put objects in here. Let's say I just wanted to insert an image. Whoops, I'll do it this way since that's the way we're doing it. Search the web. I want to put, I don't know, a cow in here. I click the cow. I insert it. It's going to be, really out of place because I didn't do transparent. But just say that we put that in there. I can link that image, now that I've got it highlighted, I can link that to anything, any slide in the presentation, a website, a video, a PDF, a file in your drive, all that stuff. It's a file in your drive, make sure it's shared. Otherwise, when the kids link it, it'll go, this hasn't been shared to you. So make sure you've shared it by just putting shared as a link. But, anything you want to drop in this classroom, okay, you put in there. Now, because you snipped the background earlier and you saved it, let's say that this new slide, we'll make a new slide, slide 3. And you wanted to use the same background classroom that we used, but you wanted to change where things are in it or what things are on the wall. Easy. Click background, choose an image, upload it from your computer. It'll be the same background, but you could put different stuff on here, different video, different things. You could move yourself. You could be standing in the corner, whatever. But because you saved that basic template from earlier, you could reuse it throughout the whole slideshow, moving yourself around the room, moving documents, changing what's on your whiteboard, whatever. I mean, be creative. There's all kinds of ways you can do this. And it's a lot of fun. And, while mine's a little ugly, if you spend some time on it and you get one you really like, you save it and you can use it over and over again. I've seen teachers who have specific ones that they use for different things, days of the week, a math classroom background, a reading classroom background, a STEM background, which is like a laboratory. And so as they work through the day with their students, they switch slides, and then so all the math materials is all set up in their math classroom background, Bitmoji classroom that they're going to use for that lesson for that day, and it's all set up in there. And so I've seen teachers who do like a joke of the day, and they make it like they're a stand-up comedian and they're telling a joke. They do brain break classroom backgrounds. But once you've got it made and you saved it as you've snipped it and you saved it, and you can grab it anytime and just start adding them. Then you don't have to recreate the wheel every time you do it, which is really nice. I hope you found this really helpful. Let me know what you think, or if you have any questions, and have fun. It's kind of fun to do, so just enjoy it.